Hi, this is going to be a flip through about the Robin Wood Tarot deck. Before we get started, I just wanted to mention a few things about the artist Robin Wood because this is a very, very special deck and she is a very important artist. Robin Wood was born in 1953 and she died on April 19th in 2021. The Robin Wood Tarot deck that you see here, this deck came out in 1991. I actually had this deck around 1998, but I lost my original in a house fire. So when I went back to buy new tarot decks again, this was one of the first ones that I got. Now, Robin Wood had fibromyalgia, and that started in about 1995. And so she was restricted to staying home and doing computer art. I actually got to talk to Robin Wood in a game that I used to play called Second Life. And in that game, you can build objects. So she did a lot of art in that game, and she used to sell her objects and make money. She had like a whole pagan land there, like that you can go to in the game. And it actually looked like Michigan, where she was from, and she used to sell her things there, and it was really, really cool because since she couldn't do art, she couldn't draw anymore, but she can use the computer. So it was really, really nice. I had the opportunity to talk to Robin Wood a couple times, and it was very interesting. I was super excited to be able to talk to her. And she told me that her tarot cards, that I was like, oh my God, you made the Robin Wood tarot cards. And she told me that her tarot cards took her 10 years to make, and her husband helped her. And she said that they were very, very special to her. She was super, super cool. In around 2005, she had like a time where she was able to draw again. So she did, but then she did get cancer in 2019 and she passed away in 2021. So that was really sad for me to hear, especially because I did get to chat with her more than once. And she was really, really cool. Now, a lot of you might know this, but Robin Wood actually did a lot of the art in the Scott Cunningham book. Okay, so I know she did the artwork for Living Wicca, Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner, Earth, Air, Fire, and Water, and Scott Cunningham's herb book. So these are like super important books that were very, very important to me in the 90s when I first got into witchcraft. So for me to meet like Robin Wood in this dumb game, but it wasn't dumb to her. She spent a lot of time making art and selling her art and being very active, but just the fact that I got to meet her in that game meant a lot to me because that's like, she's like part of the beginnings of Wicca in America. I mean, not like it wasn't here, but just in the 70s and, you know, like the 90s when I was a lot younger and I first started getting into it, like these were the people that really, really made a difference. Like these artists that made these books that we were looking at before we were online or had computers. And Scott Cunningham, if you look up on YouTube, there's like, he was like on Sally Jesse Raphael, and him and Selena Fox, who runs Circle Sanctuary, still does to this day in Wisconsin. Like they were all friends, and it's just, it was so cool for me that I got to meet her in this game and talk to her. And she was such a down-to-earth, very, very nice and very, very open person. And just to hear how much those cards meant to her when I mentioned like, oh my God, you're the artist that made the Robin Wood Tarot. It was a really awesome experience. So not to keep this going on and on and on, but I was a little bit sad when I found out that she passed away, and I definitely wanted to do a video about her tarot cards because I did get to talk to her, and these cards really mean a lot to me. So I'm just going to get going on that now, but I just wanted to give a little bit of introduction to this. Okay, so this is going to be our flip through of the Robin Wood Tarot. I believe this is the same box that the cards came in the 90s, if you had the first edition from 1991. I can't remember. Like I said, I lost mine in a house fire, so but I do think that was the same box. But it does come with a book that explains the cards, and then the book does have your typical Celtic cross spread, but it also has a 5-card spread, and then Oh God, let me try to get it. Okay, it has a 15 card spread too, which is pretty cool. Then they give you a card with the 5 card spread and with the 15 card spread. Now my mom really likes when I read her cards and I do this spread. She really likes having all these different cards and all these different ideas with her readings. So getting into the cards, of course we're starting with the Fool, and it is just gorgeous and lovely to look at. I love this Fool card. I love his pants, the contrast between the red and the white, and then the ribbon on his backpack, and he just looks like he's ready to go on a wonderful journey. I just love her use of colors, and being somebody that did learn a lot from the Scott Cunningham books in the late 90s and early 2000s, like just the artwork of these cards just brings me back to that time, and it's just amazing. Now with the Magician, this is a very pagan Wiccan looking magician card, and you even see the pentacle on his altar, but it just like makes me think of like a pagan festival and that kind of thing. And I love that she, all throughout this deck, you're going to see a lot of Wiccan pagan influence. So if you are Wiccan, if you're newly Wiccan, these are wonderful cards to have. She does keep with the Pamela Coleman Smith artwork, but these cards are just beautiful. Like the High Priestess, it's just beautiful. This is not super traditional with the Pamela Coleman Smith artwork, but it is a beautiful card, and I love the crystal ball in her book that she has. It's just gorgeous. And then we have the Empress with the spinning wheel, and just beautiful color, beautiful artwork. The Emperor, so he's on his stone throne. I love the ram there, and I love his purple robe. It's just, and then he's got like a horn here. Like, I don't know if that would be for water or to blow into, but it's just really cool. Now the Hierophant looks a little bit more traditional to me, and it's beautiful. Then we have the Lovers card. Now I did have to cover up some of these cards. Again, she was pagan and she was Wiccan, and pagans are not ashamed of sexuality. Okay, and then we have the Lovers card, and it's gorgeous, but just to let you know, she does have a lot of nudity in her cards, and I can't show that on YouTube, so that's why I had to cover up some of these beautiful cards, although they're just artwork, and it's no big deal, but I have to follow YouTube's rules. So and pagans and especially Wiccans are not ashamed of sexuality, so it's no wonder that she was very sexually free when doing the artwork in these cards, and didn't hide anything or have any shame of anything, which is wonderful. So then we have the Chariot, and he is just gorgeous. I love the stars on the canopy over the Chariot. And then we have the Strength card, and it's just the expression and the color in these cards are so beautiful. And the Hermit with the wonderful light that is lighting his path. And then the Wheel of Fortune card, which just shows all the emotions of being human, and it's just a lovely way to display it. And again, when I talked to Robin Wood, she told me she took 10 years to do these cards. So this is 10 years of somebody's work and thought and love. And you can just see like the way that she did her artwork, just the expression in it, and the light and the shading and the color is, it's just beautiful. And the Hangman, this is one of my very favorite Hangman cards. I always loved the contrast that she uses between the red and the white. And then we have the Death card, again, another card with red and white. And this is a beautiful, happy scene. I mean, it's an ending, but it's a beginning, it's a transition, and she displays that lovely. Then we have the Temperance card. Again, I had to cover this one, but this is the Devil, and it just shows so much of the feeling and anxiety of the Devil card, but then the hope of escaping whatever's happening. So Yeah, you know, and I never really gave this one much thought until today when I had to cover it. And I really do like it. I like her devil card. You don't actually see the devil. So maybe the devil is something going on with you. And I like that she shows that. And then the tower card. Then we have the star card. Sorry, I have to cover parts of this one up, even though it's beautiful, and I hate doing that. It's YouTube's rules. And we have the moon, and this is a very beautiful moon card. It's very simple, and I gotta say, I get a lot of anxiety looking at the moon card in many other decks, and I know that that's one of the things that the card is about, but this card gives me a little bit of peace, and it kind of just displays the way that through anxiety and pain, sometimes you find peace, and sometimes you find the answer to what you need. And yeah, this is just a very peaceful moon card. Like everybody is in like everybody's connected and flowing sort of the same way, and I like that. I want to kind of carry that with me when I'm looking at other moon cards. And then we have the sun card, just nothing but positive, happy. Then judgment, who I also had to partially cover. Sorry about that, but this is a very different judgment card than you normally see. Normally the judgment card looks a lot more Christian. There's angels and trumpets and stuff, and then here we have a woman rising out of a cauldron with the phoenix behind her. So I mean, yeah. I love Robin Wood's tarot cards, and I am so happy I got to meet that woman when I did. That was just wonderful. But yeah, this is a beautiful judgment card. Okay, then the world had cover part of that. But I love this world card. Just all these flowers and color, and it's just so happy, and it looks like everything to me, like spring and summer and everything mixed together. And then this gorgeous, gorgeous Ace of Wands. Just, oh, and the sunflowers. Like, I mean, again, beautiful. And then again, another thing, okay, so we have the Two of Wands and her coloring, like all the different blues you see, all the different reds, I just love the way that she made their clothes in these cards with just so much detail and thought. And it's like, yeah, definitely. I mean, I believe her. It took her 10 years to do these cards, and I believe her. And then we have the Three of Wands, and he's just looking out to the future, ready to go, new beginnings. And then this is a beautiful, beautiful Four of Wands, just celebration, moving and dancing, and very, again, kind of simple, but there's so much to it. It's still just so beautiful. And then we have the Five of Wands. It's just so neat to look at, and love the different colors of their outfits, their movement. Okay, and the Six of Wands, and this is just a gorgeous, gorgeous Six of Wands. Seven of Wands, again, beautiful detail in the color, in the clothing. And this is one of my very favorite Eight of Wands, just outer space and just flying, new ideas, new passion, new beginnings, new artwork, new opportunities, messages, just poof, just beautiful outer space. Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands. So much yellow and so much fire. Queen of Wands. King of Wands. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups, and it is just gorgeous with that red heart and that purple and pink behind it and the dripping water, and oh, I just love the color in this card. And then we have the Two of Cups, And instead, it's two men instead of it being a man and a woman that it traditionally is. And I love that. And it's just different. And to me, the Two of Cups doesn't, I mean, it could mean like a perfect match, perfect soulmate cup. And these obviously are soulmates and they're in love, but it can also just mean a friendship and a partnership and agreement of two people on something important. And I just love this Two of Cups. And I love, again, the detail of their clothing and the contrast in his red outfit and his purple and blue and pink outfit. But they just look so happy and joined together. And it just gives me the feeling of the Two of Cups and of two people and ideas coming together and people being in agreement. And it's such an emotionally safe card for me. I love it. Then we have the Three of Cups, and they are just celebrating and dancing and getting around. I love the difference in their hair color, just showing you how different people can get together and different types of people can get together, and it's just all inclusive, includes everything. Then we have the Four of Cups, and he is definitely looking away. Definitely. Then we have the Five of Cups, and the whole card is kind of not dull, but just very not too bright either. But then the outpour of that blood and the sadness in this card is just and then, oh my gosh, like the stopping of everything and just nothing moving. It really, really, really is a great contrast. She was very, very good at contrast of colors. And then again, beautiful here with these lilies in this Six of Cups, these beautiful flowers in the pot, and these two together. This is always, to me, the soulmate card, and this is one of my very favorite Six of Cups. I love the house in the back. I love the sun rising out in the corner there, and it just looks like a beautiful, happy spring day. I love the contrast in the colors, and this is, it's definitely one of my favorite Six of Cups. And then the Seven of Cups. She's dreaming of all these things, and this whole cloud connects to her head, and it's all her hair. This is just so damn cool. So damn cool. And then you see the three moons on this cup, Maiden, Mother, and Crone, another reference to Wicca. And it's just beautiful. One with a dragon, one with, it looks like laurel wreaths, and then the mask and the stars, the castle, the jewelry. It's just very, 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 very beautiful Seven of Cups. And we have the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups. He's just so happy where he is, having all his needs filled. We have the Ten of Cups. I love the rainbow. I love the family. I love the color, the clouds, the bird in the corner, just everything about it. Bird in this corner too. And then we have the Page of Cups. And I just love the color of the sky in this card and him by the water like that. It's just beautiful. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. And then we have the King of Cups, and they are just matching and beautiful together. Both comfortable, loosely dressed, and giving of emotion. And then we have the Ace of Swords, and it is just beautiful. New ideas, new beginnings, new thoughts. The Two of Swords, just everything the Two of Swords should be. The sky in the background, just the uneasiness, not knowing which way to turn, but having to make a decision, and all the emotions surrounding it with the water and the moon. And then Three of Swords. This is a very good Three of Swords. those swords go through. There's no blood dripping off of them. It's showing, sometimes I think of creativity with the Three of Swords, and how being creative, all those new ideas in the swords piercing your heart, it's like creativity comes from so much emotion. Or this card could be like heavy emotion, but there's no blood on the swords. They're going straight through, so it's all, the heart's got a little bit of sweat and blood to it, but it's all something you can get through. And then, okay, so the Four of Swords. And one thing about this card is I love these trees. I love these trees over her while she's sleeping. It gives me kind of like, almost like a Snow White feel or a Sleeping Beauty feel to it, but it's just pretty. It's just a pretty card. And then Five of Swords here. So it's a lot of movement, a lot of energy. This is very pretty. The Six of Swords, and there's like a ghost traveling with them, and it's a ghost of things you're leaving behind, ghost of a little baggage perhaps while you're moving, but it's not bad. It's very, very pretty and very, very, very beautifully done. And I love the hills and the green and the contrast in greens up on the hillside there. And the Seven of Swords. And I love the tent with the flag on it. I love the look on his face, him grabbing all he can and getting away. And then the Eight of Swords. Lots of movement, lots of emotion. And she feels like she is bound up and can't move, but there is actually nothing holding her in. And it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful art. Oh, and I always love this card. I like the stars on the blanket. And just, yep. Nine of Swords. Ten of Swords. Lots of emotion. Darkness, but it's the ending. Page of Swords. Knight of Swords, and I love that he's on a horse with wings. Pegasus, is that? But it's just beautiful. Okay, and the Queen of Swords. So one thing I've mentioned throughout this video is how I love the color of the clothing and the artwork in the clothing. So on this Queen of Swords, I love the butterflies on her dress. It is just so beautiful, and showing communication and messaging and being very truthful and honest about it, but still I feel like doing it in a nice way. And then we have the King of Swords, who's a little bit more blunt, but still an awesome outfit. Look at the stars on that cape and the clouds on the bottom, and actually she's got some clouds too. So beautiful. And oh, this is just a gorgeous Ace of Coins. I can smell those flowers. Like, it's just such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful look leading in that path leading up to there. It's just beautiful, beautiful color. And then the Two of Coins, again, gorgeous. And like, these cards have like a pagan fair like feel to me all throughout it. And then we have the Three of Coins, the Four of Coins, Five of Coins, which is always one of my favorite cards for some reason. And yeah, this one has that feeling that the Five of Coins has, and then it has the snow in the church. And although this card can it can show financial instability and trouble, but the thing I like about every Five of Coins, not every deck has the same thing. Some decks trail way off of tradition, but I love how in most Five of Coin cards, it's in front of a church. There's always a snowfall, and there's always two people struggling but sticking together. Okay. I love it. And then the 6 of coins, and you see all the hands that he's giving out to, and his lovely, gorgeous outfit with so much color and detail. And the 7 of coins. He's proud of what he's done, waiting to get the benefits of his work. 8 of coins. Somebody learning something, an apprenticeship, artwork. And I like that this guy is young. It's not always a young guy in the 8 of coins, but I like that they show a real young person, like learning something and getting to work on something. Okay, then the gate on here, 9 of coins, or in this case I've been saying coins, it's really pentacles here, but it can be coins. But again, this is kind of a Wiccan deck, and so it's going to be pentacles. But I love this card. I love the fence behind her. To me, that kind of symbolizes some kind of safety and security. And then she's got her garden, everything she needs, and then she's got her bird. Now, they kind of say sometimes in this card you need to watch out when you're feeling this safe and that it's a bird of prey. But you know what? It's her bird. So I like it. I love this one. Then we have the 10 of coins. Again, just beautiful colors. Very traditional to the Pamela Coleman Smith artwork, but lots and lots of color and just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Just look at how the horse is decorated. It is beautiful. Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles. And that is our flip through for the Robin Woods Tarot. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you may even have learned something about the artist, hopefully. So if you like the video, please hit like and please subscribe. Thank you so much. We are